In 2018, I had never heard the word oxalates. And if you're a parent and you have children, it's your responsibility. You don't need to know what they are for them to hurt you, and you don't need to agree to their dangers and toxicity. In 2018, I had never heard the word oxalates. Per nutritionist orders, I was juicing super greens every morning. And at night, I was crushing and grinding flax seeds in almond milk and turmeric. It was meant to regulate my hormones. In 2019, after months of excruciating pain resistant to morphine shots, I finally lost my uterus. I had grown 3 ridiculous big fibromas. One had grown inside my uterine lining, one half in and half out, and the other one outside of it, attached to it. The smallest one was the size of a golf ball. The biggest one was pretty much the size of a tennis ball, which I know this is a pig face, but I couldn't find my dog's tennis ball and I found my dog's pig. But that's pretty much the size it was. I guess you can't understand how happy I was to have my precious organ ripped out of me forever. Usually you're not happy to lose an organ. When you're happy to lose an organ, there's a reason behind it. And that was a hell of a reason behind it. In 2020, I still had never heard about oxalates. And that's the year I almost lost my mind due to a toothache that would not go away, despite not 1, but 2 root canals on 2 adjacent teeth. And not even after the 3rd and the 4th canal treatment, my tooth was still throbbing and sending me lightnings of pain with every bite I took. It's hard to bite without using your front teeth. Like, the pain went from here to here. 2 of those many interventions that I had in my mouth happened during the first COVID lockdown. And it took, I don't know how many days to finally arrange the emergency condition that would allow me to go and have yet another root canal. Fast forward in 2023, the pain was still there until my, 20th dentist maybe finally ordered a CT scan, and discovered, God bless him, that I had a granuloma up here over my teeth line inside my upper jaw. That, of course, brought me to a 3-hour surgery to remove the granuloma and pretty much get rid of a big chunk of my upper jaw because it was big. It's now well over a year, about a year and a half, and I still have 0 sensitivity in my upper teeth, and I'm still on and off sensitive to pressure and pain when I touch my teeth. What about now, in the present? Well, at the moment, I'm searching for a brave doctor that would remove yet another golf ball from my body, and this time the golf ball is right here. It's in my breast. It's quite visible with the naked eye, and every doctor I saw for this matter had 0 problems acknowledging its presence. Which is why I was set up for an emergency CT scan, an ultrasound, and a mammography. In all the reports, it states nothing to be seen. The ultrasound guy even touched it to locate it and then passed the probe right over it and around it. Still, the result says nothing to be seen. And I wish my pain receptor would agree with that statement of non-existence and stop zapping electric current into my left breast. The thing is, no doctor wants to deal with it because yes, it's there, I know, I feel it, but it does not show up, so I can't justify an intervention, especially not with insurance. You see, that's the thing about oxalates. You don't need to know what they are for them to hurt you, and you don't need to agree to their dangers and toxicity. Oxalates don't care. Oxalates simply do what they have to do, and that's to slowly poison you because you ingested something that did not want to be ingested, at least not by you. Maybe by a deer or a squirrel or a mouse, but not by you, not by a human. Oxalates are a plant defense mechanism, and I should say it's a slow and very persistent one. Oxalates are made of little pointy glass-like needles covering, for one matter, kiwi seeds. They cover these kiwi seeds. There's tons of these. Look at this picture that was taken on a microscope around a kiwi seed. The plant wants to protect these seeds, and the only animals that should eat these seeds are the ones that have a protection mechanism against oxalates. We do not. We can excrete about depending on who you listen to, between 50 and 150 milligrams a day. That is way under anything we eat at the moment as omnivores, vegan or vegetarian. Don't eat kiwis. Also, they can look like little broken glass shards filling your spinach leaves, of sweet potatoes and almonds and so many more plants. There's tons of them, and they're so thin, tiny and subtle, they can live in your body for years before you even know it. Eventually you will, or not, because it might be like with my uterus, my breast, or my tooth, and your doctor probably won't know anything about the oxalates, and you won't know either, but that will not stop them. You will be labeled as inflammation, autoimmune disease. You'll be labeled as kidney stones, tons of kidney stones. That's what they're made of. You'll be labeled as allergies, weird reaction, you name it, joints inflammation, muscle tear. There's so many things that oxalates create over time that the list is literally almost infinite, and almost anything that can happen to you. And your ignorance will not stop them. And they will not stop them from accumulating and welcoming new friends and creating new masses. Your cells will try to isolate by building inflammation around them. It will not stop them from filling all the spaces inside of your joints, tissues, kidneys, breasts, brain. They can go through the blood-brain barriers in your lungs. They have been found in every tissue. Bones. They were in my bones, they were in my spine, and they screwed up my DNA too, so they can literally be absolutely everywhere. Thing is, you don't need to know about oxalates for your body to be slowly ripped apart by the inflammation and the autoimmune disease they cause, or both, like happened to me. And eventually, many of those can turn into cancer, because it has been shown by research that they have found oxalates at the very bottom of cancer cells, like, you know, the mass in there. The theory is that first it was oxalates, and those turned into something else, especially in breast cancer. But thank God people have been studying them for centuries now, believe it or not. They knew about them very well in the 19th century, and they were telling people not to eat rhubarb or other type of vegetables during season, because there's registered cases of people dying or getting severe intoxications. Because although the main effect is long-term, if you eat too much, like you make a green juice with all these oxalate-loaded superfoods, you can end up at the ER. That has happened to me while I was juicing. I ended up at the ER a few times, and I was juicing all oxalate-high vegetables. A brave woman has spent years and years putting all of the research and the information together after oxalates completely devastated her body and her life. So now I and you, we can do the same. We can find the information she put together and lower the oxalate presence in our body. There's ways to reduce it without too much discomfort, and there's way you can still eat vegetables but take out the high oxalates food. That will improve your health immensely by lowering inflammation, allergies, autoimmune diseases, and so much more. You don't need to go full in, but you can do things to make your life a lot better with the knowledge. So the name of this amazing woman is actually Sally K. Norton, and she has a book called Toxic Superfood, and I think that yesterday or 2 days ago she just came out with a health book that comes with it that explains the different foods and their amount of oxalates in there, so it can be a good guide with it. She's not paying me to do this, trust me. I just owe my life to her, because literally as I was bedridden and I had given up everything in my life, I let it go. I said, okay, I'm gonna die, because I had spent the last 2 years getting worse and worse. I had just decided to turn carnivore 2 days prior to finding this book, just because it was the only thing on the whole planet that I had never tried. I had tried everything under the sun, from supplementation, esoterics, from woo-woo stuff, you name it, trust me, I've done it, except carnivore. Turned carnivore as my last chance. And I think at 2 a.m., because I also suffered from insomnia, I found Sally Norton's Kindle, and I was done reading it in the morning. That completely changed my life, because I was not really sold on the carnivore diet. Her explanation of what oxalates do. I knew the load of oxalates I must have had in my body, and I probably still have 9 months into carnivore. She saved my life. So yes, I am promoting her, but just out of my heart and not out of her paying me. I will put a link to her book, well, probably both if they're both out now, under this video, just so you can go and check it out. But you don't have to pay money to get a book. You can watch her videos. She has tons of video on her channel. You just Google Sally K. Norton. A ton of specialists and doctors and podcasters have interviewed her, and she's giving out a ton of information. I would suggest you get the book too, because the book is separated in different chapters and you can always refer to it. I read that book probably 3 or 4 times already, especially regarding the minerals that help get rid of oxalates, like the citrates. And in the beginning, it's hard to keep in mind all the things that happen, especially when you're very sick like I was. You can ignore oxalates. You can willingly decide that you don't want to care about oxalates because of your lifestyle, because it might feel overwhelming to get into knowing them. But I can assure you, if you get this book, if you get the knowledge that's behind it, you will improve your life. And if you're a parent and you have children, it's your responsibility. You have to put yourself aside and get to know these things. Once you've read the books or looked at as many videos as you know, enough to give you the full knowledge of what happens and what you need to do to avoid sickness in your children, then you can choose whatever you want. But kids can choose, and kids are today forced to eat many of these superfoods that are going to put them at age 10, 12, 16 with rheumatoid arthritis or not be able to walk like Sally Norton did. Oxalates don't care whether you know about them or not. You should. Well, that's it for today. See you next time.